Hey, welcome back. So today's gonna be not as bubbly and excited as I normally am, but I wanted to talk about kind of the quote complication that we've sort of come upon. It's not really like a complication, but I guess more of like just a stone in the road. But if you don't follow me on social media, I'll link that on the screen, but I did post that we just had our 35-week surrogacy appointment and we found out that the baby is breech. So if you don't know what breech is, it means that the baby's not head down, which is in the optimal vaginal birth position. So her head is like up very high, which I'm not surprised that my OB found that, because I've been having, like I've said in a lot of videos, tons of just like abdominal pain and diaphragm pain and just like super uncomfortable. And at that last appointment, which was Tuesday, hopefully this will go up either tomorrow or Friday, I mentioned that I was concerned that she wasn't head down yet and that I was having a lot of pain. And our OB was like, yep, I will double check. And he started palpitating, and instantly I could tell just by kind of looking at his face that something kind of wasn't right. And then he really started deeply palpitating my belly, which was actually kind of painful, like I was wincing. And I think it is because like her head is like jamming into my ribs and upper abdominal muscles. He then, after palpitating, then was like, I'm gonna go and get my portable ultrasound, and swished around on my belly, and we found out that she is in fact breech. My intended parents are concerned, we're all concerned, but my OB has given us 2 weeks for her to naturally turn. So I am going to be starting some exercises and techniques from Spinning Babies. I'll link them down below. I'm not really too familiar with breech. I mean, I am and I'm not. I've never had an experience like this. My boys were head down pretty much after like 25 weeks, I want to say, or maybe like 30 weeks. I really never remember having like this much kind of pain that I am in constantly because of her head. And I do sort of have an inkling that she really likes this position, and I guess these kind of techniques or exercises that I'm gonna try make it so that she might not like this position and kind of either turns on her own. But going back to the 2-week thing, she has 2 weeks to naturally turn. That's what my OB wants to do, is wait essentially till I'm 37 weeks, and hopefully by then she will have turned. And if not, he suggested doing a external version with an epidural / pain medications. If you don't know what a version is, it's like manually turning the baby with your hands. And he did mention if that wasn't successful, or if she flipped back, then we start talking about C-section. But he was definitely more on the route of trying a version. Right now my brain is going like a mile a minute, and I really, I don't have an answer of what we're actually going to do right now besides just wait those 2 weeks and me doing some of the exercises and techniques. I obviously like didn't go into this wanting a C-section, but if that's something that needs to happen, we will make it happen. But I can't just be like, I can't just say, we're gonna try the version, or we're gonna just go to the C-section. We also haven't really talked too much with the, okay, so sorry, I'm not really sure where my camera stopped, but my card was full or something. So I'll just sort of reiterate what I said. But so we haven't actually really discussed exactly what we're going to do with the intended parents, because it was sort of, I don't want to say a blow, but it was kind of a surprise for everybody. I wasn't surprised, but like I was, because I'm experienced in experiencing the pregnancy, where I feel like they were surprised but also kind of like didn't want to show like too much, you know, emotion, and it is sort of awkward because they kind of can't like tell me exactly what to do, and we also need to like listen to the doctor, and there's just like a lot of factors. So we haven't really discussed like anything that we're doing besides kind of our next steps of the 2-week wait, and at our next appointment, which is March 11th, which is a Monday, I will be doing the Group B strep test then, and then I will also be having a non-stress test and ultrasound, and I think at that appointment we will confirm if she's flipped or not, and then kind of make our decision on what we're going to do then. And by that point I would be 36, almost 37 weeks, so I think that week will be kind of our definitive what we're going to do sort of thing. And I do want to keep you guys posted. I am like worried just because everything's so kind of up in the air right now, and I don't really like when things like aren't, when I can't really control the situation. I don't think anybody does, but it's just hard for me to kind of step back a little bit and be like, it's fine, like there's really nothing I can do about this anyways. I can try the techniques, they might not work. We could try every technique in the book and like she could still stay breech. I feel like that's kind of all I like really wanted to update you guys on. If you have any experience with breech, like please comment below, and I'd definitely like to hear any techniques that you guys have. I feel like right now my biggest fear is that if we do any type of manipulation to my body and the baby, that I would instantly go into kind of preterm labor, because I have a history of that. I did deliver my first at 37 weeks, which isn't considered like preterm, but it's considered early term, and everything was pretty spontaneous with that. Like my water just broke, like I really didn't have like much, you know, warning, so to speak. So that's my biggest fear right now, is that I would just go into spontaneous labor, and because she hasn't been head down, her head hasn't been pressing on my cervix long enough to cause it to really soften, and then I have this massive like 20-hour labor that's absolutely horrible, and everybody's just super upset. So that, you know, that's kind of where I'm at. You know, we did just find this out yesterday, so I am still sort of like, what are we doing? But I did just want to fill you guys in, because I know people are like following my journey. So I do want to thank everybody for that and that support. So yeah, I think that that's all I have to say. I am planning to upload the next video that you see, like probably like won't quite pertain with this one, because I want to try and get this one out before the one that I was going to put out, but then now I'm putting out this one, if that makes sense. So it's gonna be a little bit confusing, but I'm gonna try and like get back into my normal like Mondays and Thursdays upload. So there should be there should be a video out for Monday. We're just trying to do our best to not worrying about it, and I'll definitely keep you guys updated, and thank you so much for watching.